Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional. Today, I'd like to discuss a topic of arbitration in divorce and how it works in the proceedings. When couples decide to end their marriage, they often face the question of how to divide their assets, settle any disputes, and reach an agreement that is fair to both parties. One option that many couples choose is arbitration, which is a process of resolving disputes outside of the court. So, what is it? How does arbitration work in divorce cases? Arbitration is a form of alternative dispute resolution that involves a neutral third party called an arbitrator, who is appointed to make binding decisions in the dispute. In divorce cases, the arbitrator can be used to settle issues related to property division, child custody, support, and any other disputes that arise during the divorce process. Unlike going to court, the arbitration process is usually quicker and less formal. The parties can agree on a schedule that works for them, and they can also choose the arbitrator, who can be a retired judge, a lawyer, a specialist in family law. The arbitration process is private, which means that the proceedings are not open to the public, and the decision is not subject to appeal, unless there is a question of law involved. One advantage of arbitration is that it allows the parties to have more control over the outcome of their case. They can choose the arbitrator and the rules that will be used in the arbitration, and they can also agree on the outcome in advance. Additionally, arbitration is often less expensive than going to court, and it can be less stressful for the parties involved. However, it's important to remember that arbitration is not for everyone. The process can be less formal than going to court, but still requires the parties to follow certain rules and procedures. And since the decision of the arbitrator is binding, it's important for both parties to understand the consequences of their agreement before entering into an arbitration process. In conclusion, arbitration can be a useful tool for couples who are getting divorced and want to resolve their disputes outside of court. It can be quicker, less expensive, and less stressful than going to court. But it's important to understand that the process and consequences of the agreement before entering into arbitration. That's all for today's episode. I hope you found the information helpful. Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, please reach out to me. My contact information is in the podcast description, email or call, and I will do what I can to help. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Thank you for listening.
We want to thank you for listening to this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? With Mike Fulkerson. For questions, please reach out to Mike via email in the description or give him a shout at 630-444-1410. And remember to subscribe, like, and follow.